So the Geek Speak show at WonderCon Los Angeles, and we were wondering who are we going to call Ghostbusters? Who else? So with me is Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing great. How's WonderCon going for you?
It's going pretty good. Been pretty busy. Lots of Ghostbusters related activities, lots of paranormal stuff going on. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I heard that the LA Convention Center is kind of haunted.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't know if you guys have seen them, but there are a ton of Ghostbusters around, so we're in pretty capable hands.
Yeah, in fact, there was one in the hotel when we were leaving this morning. Proton pack and everything.
That's awesome.
So we're here to talk about the game. The first one is out, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one has been out since about October, November. Kickstarter backers started getting it in November up through the end of the year, through December. We kickstarted it back in February, March last year, so... it took about 9 months to fulfill, which is pretty good for a board game. There are some that take like 2-3 years that are late. So, yeah. But it raised $1.5 million, which was really cool. We only asked for $250,000. So we were able to get through a slew of stretch goals, including additional Ghostbusters. Like later on, Janine becomes a Ghostbuster, so we were able to include her in the game. We included Ghostbusters from the cartoon series and the comic books, like Kylie and Melanie Ortiz and Ron Alexander and the Rookie, and so video games, toy lines, like everything that a Ghostbusters fan could want is in this game, except for number 2.
Yeah, that's why you're here at WonderCon. Yeah. So number 2 is where is it?
So number 2, we're going to start it on Kickstarter on April 11th, and this will feature stuff primarily from the second movie, whereas the first one was kind of the first movie with Stay Puft. This one will feature Vigo and the Scoleri brothers, which are kind of the main bad guys from the second movie. And then again, it'll also feature toy line, comic book, cartoons, and we have like all the cartoons, RBG, the Real Ghostbusters, the Extreme Ghostbusters, there's Slimer with an exclamation point, like all of them. We've kind of touched on every single little thing. And the really cool thing is we're working with the IDW comic book artist and writer Dan Schoening and Eric Burnham, and they're writing an original story. They wrote one for the first one, and they're writing another one so we can make it all in the Ghostbusters universe so it doesn't contradict anything. It's all kind of canon, sort of. So it's really cool.
Yeah, so not that it needed it. Ghostbusters is pretty popular, but it can't hurt that there is another movie coming out.
No, it doesn't. We started making the game before the announcement of the new movie, so... they announced the 2016 movie not too long before we actually launched the first Kickstarter. So the timing couldn't have been better, really.
Yeah. It's almost like you timed it that way.
It was almost like we timed it that way, you would think. But it's been really good to us. The Ghostbusters fans are great. They're very passionate, and they're very excited, and they're a very kind community, and it's been really great to work with them and get their feedback. That's the great thing about Kickstarter is you get this feedback from the community, and you get to hear what they want, so you can incorporate that into the product that you're making.
Yeah, now, I'm assuming you guys are fans also?
Yes. I've got this little Ghostbusters
here.
Yeah.
I see that there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think she likes it.
A little.
So, you've seen the trailer for the new one?
Yes.
What do you think?
I'm going to wait to pass judgment. I did like the international trailer a lot. It was very good. I think it kind of picked up a lot of plot points. I got to have fun, and we have a Facebook group, and so for Ghostbusters the board game, and so everyone was just dissecting it. And so while there may have been some people, there's been a lot of hate, which is unfortunate because none of us have seen the movie yet. Yeah. I don't understand how we could pass judgment on it. But we've been having fun really dissecting like the different things that people might not have noticed. Like there's a hidden URL website in the trailer. Times Square, it looks like they travel back in time to 1970s almost, Times Square. So I think there's going to be some really interesting stuff in the movie, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Or Slime Square.
Slime Square, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about the game itself. The first one, for those who may not have played it yet, what are you waiting for? You said it's a board game, but describe what it is.
So it's a miniatures board game. So it's kind of in between miniatures gaming. So if you're familiar with Warhammer and 40K, those are very miniatures driven, a lot of terrain. And then there are regular board games, which usually have cardboard cutout pieces. So this is kind of a cross between the two. And it's an episodic campaign sort of game. So you can play through single scenarios, or you can play through a whole campaign, which is usually made up of 4 scenarios. So you can play for an hour, or you can play for 4 hours. And your goal is to bust ghosts and close gates to the spirit world. So in the game, all these portals to the spirit world have opened, and ghosts are coming up. Ghosts from the ghosts that we've already captured in canon, like Stay Puft, Slimer, they're all coming back.
Yeah.
And so we have to trap them and put them back where they belong. And then along the way, there's usually some bumps, and each ghost requires different things to trap it. And sometimes they run away, sometimes they slime you, and you have to mitigate being slimed. They're running away, making sure you get everything done within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, so here at WonderCon, they're actually, if you pan over their camera, they're actually playing that's the first one?
This is actually the second one. So this is a prototype of Ghostbusters 2. They're playing number 1 in the game demo area behind us.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the first time we've ever brought Ghostbusters 2, the board game, out anywhere. This is its first public appearance. So we're getting a little bit of feedback for potentially some last minute tweaking and seeing how everyone likes the new mechanics that we've added to the game.
Which again is kind of what WonderCon is anyway. The movie studios do that all the time.
Yeah.
They bring the trailers and everything, see how they react, and maybe, like you said, tweak a few things. So for you guys, perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. And we have a Wednesday night playtest group that usually does a lot of our playtesting for us and gets a lot of the working the kinks out of the games. But it's nice to get fresh eyes and a large demographic of people we might not normally have access to.
And an instant reaction too, because in a Kickstarter, you still kind of have to wait a little bit till they actually do react. But
and the internet is a lot different than being in person. People are very reactionary on the internet. In person, you get a lot more of a genuine response, whether it's negative or positive. You can see it on their face.
Yeah.
Whether they're telling you they like it or not, you can tell how they really feel by their body language. So it's a lot better to do this in person.
Well, because we geeks, I count myself among them, we like to touch things. So.
We do. Oh no, I am right there with you.
Getting the touch is like, oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah, to see it and feel it and actually know it's a real thing is kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the second one, when is it gonna kick off the Kickstarter?
April 11th. It'll be 10 a.m. Pacific time, so 12 noon Central Standard Time. And it'll run for a couple of weeks, and we haven't announced exactly like what our goals are yet. It'll likely be around the same 250 mark, but we'll be doing Vigo and the Scolari Brothers, and then there will be a bunch of add-ons, and some old stuff from the first Kickstarter campaign may make a return appearance. It may not. But we're really excited to kind of dive back into number 2. We had over 8,400 backers for the first campaign, so it'll be good to see some of them come back and some new fresh faces as well.
Yeah, so we got to get you guys on as we get closer and talk about maybe some of the things that will be in the second Kickstarter.
Definitely.
So again, thanks a lot, and keep enjoying WonderCon.
Thank you.